Oh, yeah. I gotta watch my
Oh, I'm sorry.
Some of the archival photos behind you. Do you want to maybe talk a little bit about like the culture of the workshop and the studio and just
Yeah, this is Louis. I just talked about him. Louis is what? He lives on 19th Street. He's from Sacramento, straight up. Actually, he was born in Mexico City. And for the longest time, he had a green card. And his mom said, "Nico, get your paper." Thank God he did. They would have gotten him. Anybody need to come in?
No, I didn't. You didn't know.
Oh, I forgot that. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mom. And so that's Louis. And then people keep telling me that's not Richard Rodriguez, but it is. You know, hell, there's some things I do remember. And there's my 6-color printer, which is a t-shirt printer, which I did a lot of because I was getting to the point where, you know, you have to do this and this. And we used to do hundreds of them. And as you can see, there's the t-shirts right there. Thank you, Dad. That's a nice job you did. Because she goes, "Do you have any t-shirts?" I said, "Oh, that's the book from Dad." There they are, folks. That's silkscreen process. But with that, you use an ink that goes through a dryer, and it cures them. It's 350 degrees, and it causes the ink to cure as compared to water-based, which is evaporation. And let's see. Who's this? Esteban Montoya?
That's Jose.
Jose, yeah. And we were where? At
That's Holy Angels.
Holy Angels. Holy Angels was right over here on S Street. And they kicked us out of there too. And here, I'm doing that. I'm doing, using the 4-color, and then you can see boycott Safeway. So we worked for the union long time. Like I'll always say, we did security, and we were not trained for security. We would do management, crowd management. We weren't trained for crowd management. None of that. We were just thrown into the damn thing. This is Louis. He's put ink in there. Louis again, working with students. And if you don't correctly, like yellow on white isn't going to stand out very good. So people make that mistake of it not coming out correctly. Oh my goodness, I was a young man. It's scary. And this is Louis, and this is the guy from what, Fresno? Sapo? Yeah, they're great artists. And here's Mr. Villa, Esteban Villa. And you see the squeaking he's using there is made out of wood, and the frames are made out of wood. And this is a lot lighter than the wood one, and this aluminum frame is a lot lighter than the wood. So you imagine we were, you know, that's why I got arthritis. Arthur came to visit me.
How large were your editions, Rudy? How many would you print of a given print, would you say?
I think later on slowed down to 50s, 60s, stuff like that, but at one time we were probably up into the 150s. And I forgot your name? Maria
Reyes.
She mentioned, well, what about your calendarios? And calendarios, she's referring to, we would do 12 months.
Well, 13 prints.
12 months with a cover, which is the 13th. Okay. And then we would do 100. I don't think we did more than that. Huh?
It was 115 out of 125.
125?
Yeah.
Good Lord, we got documentation. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. The old document ain't got what it used to have.
We thank you.
So who paid for all the supplies and the
Well, let me get to the calendars. Okay, so the calendars all 13 were then sold for $20, $25. That is ridiculous. Each print now is what, 1,500, 150, stuff like that. So, you know, we didn't, I had nothing to do with the business part of it. The people that did weren't doing it. But nobody would pay, you know, $200 for a calendar, you know. But it is what it is. Okay, back to Antonia.
So, I mean, you guys did hundreds of these year after year after year. Who paid for the supplies and the rent and your
Well,
time?
there wasn't much supplies. If it was a group, they would maybe pay for the paper, they might pay for the inks and stuff like that, but we already had standard stuff that we already bought in the gallons. In fact, I remember going to Oakland, that's where the ink supplies was, with the shopping cart. I'd stuff the shopping cart below. We go with a little thing. We're getting a discount. Well, you know, some of those guys weren't nice to us either. These guys were, and I'm sorry that I had to resort to that, but they won't give you all the secrets. These are secrets. So sweet secrets. So they're not going to tell you how it's done, where to get this, where to do that. Yeah. We learned a lot of it by ourselves. Antonia, your question?
Well, your time and all the volunteers
Oh,
and all the
well,
hours.
we worked for, during that period of the 70s, we worked for Centro de Artistas. In fact, in the very beginning, we got a $10,000 check from the county of Sacramento via Joe Camacho. No, not Joe. Joe Serna. He was our connection, and he got the money. And just a little knowledge of Joe. That check ended up in the gutter. And Max Garcia was our director, and apparently in his little valise it dropped down, and the neighbor came by and I think we have your I think this is yours. And so they opened it up, and sure enough, 10 grand. And we were happy little guys. So. And there was a lot of ladies there, but you know, for the most part, silkscreen in those days was just male-oriented type thing. Who else would go get dirty and sniff all this filthy stuff? Any other questions?
What was it like? What was the environment like? If you look back?
Chaotic. Chaotic. No, it was camaraderie. You know, we were based on that. You know, it was early time. We were still young. Like I said, I was 21. Everybody else had to have been about 20 to 30. No older than that. And Montoya knows that. Montoya was the oldest. And Montoya was a well-renowned poet throughout California. If he would get a check or an invitation to go to San Diego that says, hey, who wants to go? And there we go. I had a 64 Volkswagen van, if anybody knows what that looks like. And a little four-banger, means four pistons. And there we are on the road, and then, okay, look, I want to use the restroom. So I get out of the seat, and the other guy would jump in here. And we're driving. And there was times when we'd open the hood. Oh, it's too many stories. Okay, any other questions? Feel free to ask them, because let me look how much time we got left. Last time I got kicked out. Oh, okay, we got 10 minutes. Yes.
I noticed that some of the posters, the N is reversed. Is that a style? Is there a reason behind it? I was just curious. Like, it showed up in more than one person's work, so you said collaboration,
That was me.
right?
No, I guess, you know, there's little works you start picking up. And I didn't do it all the time. Most of the time, I just did stuff like that. Oh, I would also change the RCA if I was constantly, the little logo, sometimes it would be what do you call those?
Descending.
No, not fireworks, lightning.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Not easy. Any other questions? Feel free. Yes.
So the frame for when you did the sculpture, you guys make those yourselves?
We used to, but when now everything's aluminum, and it's a lot lighter, and they're already glued down and made. Whereas when we were at the wood shop, that was one of the selling points. I was trying to say, well, let's go to the south because we can make our frames, and we're in business forever. There's no ever. I'm just surprised I'm still here because, like, we used some heavy solvents, and we had no gloves, no masks. Like you guys, you have to least have a chance there.
And it get hot. I remember there was no AC.
At your place.
Yeah, there was no AC. You'd go in there in the summertime.
They had a beautiful wood shop. And one time, her dad had the wood shop, which was a big building space over here. Then over here we had a little room. And somebody, let's see how it was. Oh, somebody used one of those old electric coil heaters. They were drying, I think they were drying some wood or something like that, right? He would do it. And then I show up in the morning, and there's photo emulsion all over the table. I said, these guys, they don't put away their stuff. Well, what it was, that electrical cord, did that. It heated up, started a fire. The wood, the table was wood, and believe me, this place was full of wood. And so that fire hit the plastic photo emulsion, and that came out and put the fire out.
Jeez. You were lucky.
So we're here to tell it. But there's a lot of things like that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm interested. So obviously this is a time of great politics happening and all around the country. You got the Black Panthers in Oakland, the Young Lords in New York, and RCAF in Sacramento, and a lot of other Chicano movements happening in Southern California. So what do you think really made the RCAF unique or different from some of these other
The fact that
Chicano?
we had a nest, the fact that we had a place to work. We weren't the financiers like, what's her name, Rosemary Rasul. She handled the finances, and she was actually running another program. But she helped Richard, because Richard was, let's say an artist. And, that was it, just like I am. When I opened up my shop, Louis was signing the checks because for the line in finance, he said, hey, you gotta start signing the check. And then Dada was doing the Board of Equalization papers, and then she said, hey, you gotta start doing your own. So, it's not business. Somebody says business is not just a business card. There's more to business. And a lot of people that are starting out, they say, oh, I've got a business card. Well, you better start taking care of your paperwork.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Just real quick. Two questions, actually. So,
I can picture somebody.
So one of the questions I have is, in my generation, we have like this thing where we go viral. At what moment did you see RCA go viral? Where everybody was like, whoa, like that poster hit.
Not till recently. This was a viral thing. 50 years it took. I mean, we've done a couple art shows, right? Before we did one here, and it was a sellout. It was good. But then whoever was in administration, they said, okay, that's great. Move on. Let's do something else.
And then second question. I could imagine that y'all got together and had a lot of good parties. Who cooked the best? Which one of you artists cooked the best?
I made popcorn. It was that Jiffy Pop. And I knew how to do it because I've always loved that Jiffy Pop. I still do it. But yeah, it was. We didn't have money to go. There was a Japanese restaurant, real small though, and she goes, "You guys want anything special? You get it for us. You get a pork chop, we'll get you." You know, we were connected in that little Southside Park area, but we didn't do too much cooking. Now, Richard later on had that place on Franklin, and the owner would bring pigs and they would do that. That takes money. Yes, Ted, you look like you have a question.
I was looking at the poster behind you where that Jose Guadalupe Posada poster that you made. Can you talk about that one?
Here?
No, next one.
Yeah.
Posada, that one.
Here.
Yeah, Posada poster.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Yeah, where's that one?
Outside, but we don't know up there.
Oh, okay. Well, if anybody has any questions, you get the idea. This is what a print table looks like. Right now I'm working on a print, and I tell you, I haven't done a paper print in a long time. I do t-shirts like those because they're easier for me, and they're within the range of my, muscle. I don't drop dead. Yeah, it's been a pain in the tooties. So let's go look at the one that it's talking about. One last I did a linear sketch, black and white, and that's how you get that image. And then after that, you just put in your colors. Simple, just like a comic book, right? And see, there was something else. Jose Guadalupe Posada, his artwork's been used over and over, and nobody gives him credit. He also died a pauper, just like Mozart, right? When I saw that Mozart movie, man, I cried. And same thing with him. I don't want to go that way. I don't want to go that way. I got me a gun.
Can you say who he was? I'm sorry.
Jose Guadalupe Posada. Yeah, and he was the beginning of 1900s, right? And the three greats, Diego Rivera, they saw his artwork, and they were saying, "Hey, this guy ain't joking around. He's looking at that." He wasn't anti-European. He was just saying, "Hey, look, we got some strength here. They were celebrating Dia de los Muertos before Michael's supplied Day of the Dead kits. Let's face it, man. Yes, sir.
Someone asked me a question a little bit earlier. So when these posters, let's say there was a call to action, right? And you all needed to pull something really quickly.
Right.
Who was the one saying, "I need a poster of this"? Or were you all independently saying, "I'm going to make a poster and we're going to do a run of 200"? We're gonna
It's hard to say because if you were to see it, everybody's going, "Okay, you do it." And then there was just Louie and myself in the silk room. Juanishi was in there, but he was doing other things, murals, and so everybody always says, "Well, where's the murals that you do?" And I go, "I don't do murals, man. Leave it alone." No, I didn't want to do murals. I wanted to do silversmithing. I wanted to do bronze work. I wanted to do, silk screen was okay, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do, but that was my job. J-O-B. Anything else close to that?
Did I see a hand over here? No?
Corey.
Oh, no, I was just.
Well, I'll be damned, Corey.
So did you do silversmithing?
Oh yeah. I was gonna wear my bolo tie. I just did
So where
Oh, I
is,
thought this was a bowl. I'm sorry. Yeah?
so where is your work?
At home,
available
at home in my little studio, and you know, I just lock myself up in there. And I even got cable in there. It's like a garage, you know. I open the back door and I'm over just sitting down watching Turner Classic Movie. I love Turner Classic. Don't give me that new stuff. Well, last night I watched what? Mario Brothers? Mamma Mia! I was just busting up and anyway. How are we doing on time there?
We got like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool. Anybody else?
Did anybody across the country ever contact you to have you do things for you outside of Milo?
Well, recently we got contacted by the Smithsonian.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, and it was because that, I mean, people were contacted, but those people that got contacted didn't say, hey, go talk to Louis, go talk to Rudy. Theta did. She says, hey, you can't go by. you need to go. And I was too embarrassed to take the lady, what was her name? Carmen Ramos. Take her to my studio because it's such a mess. You know, it's your typical silk screen shop.
Are they going to hang you in the Smithsonian?
Huh?
Are you going to be hung in the Smithsonian?
We are?
You are.
Oh, no, Yeah, yeah, we're in there. And then now I'm at LACMA, LA. I'm at the Car Show Museum.
Oh.
What's that one?
Peterson.
Peterson.
Oh, the one
Has
that-
anybody been to Peterson? Well, I have my 3 silkscreen, and I owe that to Denise Sandoval. She teaches at Cal State Northridge.
Oh.
And, you know, just became friends, and that's it. And, you know, you can't ask for more. The people, Corey, Lee, they've been very supportive, you know, and Corey does his own artwork, fantastic artwork. And, you know, all these other people that for whatever reason, they didn't show up. You know, a lot of people, like I'm like that. I can't go to another art show, another, I'm gonna be.
So we're lucky you came here, right?
Right. I even went and got my little suit on.
Looking good.
One more question. Well, 5 more questions. Let's do it quick.
During the time when you first got going, was there any cross communication with people in Texas with the Chicano movement, Jose Angel Gutierrez in Crystal City? Nobody ever.
Those guys are big and they have their own network. Each of us. San Francisco had Mission Cultural Center. They were doing. In fact, right now, what happened at the Mission Cultural Center? They just lost the building of sorts for. They lost their funds, and they have a collection of prints that those guys did there. That's fantastic. You know, flat files. They have, but they're going to take those into a special area, and the city of San Francisco is going to give them money to refurbish the building. It's right there on the Mission, and across from the burrito place across the street. Best burritos.
And then you worked a lot with the Galeria Raza.
Galeria Raza, Rene Yanez. Rene Yanez was my connection. Those of you that know him, you knew him. He would call me up. He goes, Rudy, what are you doing? I go, nothing. He goes, hey, you want to go to a party in San Francisco? Nowadays, I won't go to San Francisco. That traffic's terrible. Oh, it's scary. And I can't find a parking. I spent 1 hour one time just looking by the Mission Cultural Center to get that. Okay, so there's San Francisco. Then there was the people in Santa Cruz. They had small silk screen. They gave it a ring. And then you had the Fresno people. And, you know, but a lot of times what happens is there's no coordination. And I think somebody asked me about that question. I guess it was you. How do you guys do any work. Well, we had a space to do it. And the money was city and county money. But once that ran out, once our jobs ran out, we were what, CETA? CETA positions. So once that ran out, the writing was on the wall already. And they said, well, you know, you guys are gonna have to find a job. And I said, okay. So I went and got a dirty silkscreen job and, you know. And then I got a California Arts Council grant. And then I also, then I opened the shop on 12th Street. And my uncles came and they fixed the French door. It looked nice on the front. But I had good accounts, KXPR. They would do a lot of, what is it? Things that they give away, membership drive. And
yeah.
So we would print their t-shirts and we'd print their tote bags and stuff like that. So, you know, but they would say, you know, Rudy, I really like your business, but we don't like the location. You know, this is right there, 12th Street, right across from the Reno Club. Homegirl right here knows the Reno Club. Good Lord. And so, you know, and then Louie and I both took jobs so that I opened up in 82, 85, 86. He took a job with the post office and I took a job at correction. And so I had to get up at 5 in the morning, be in the gate at 7, be out the gate by 3 o'clock, right? That was the gate. Otherwise known as screwing the pooch. You didn't get that one, right? Anyway,
I think that's it for time. Rudy, thank you so much for coming, for sharing your story, and sharing your art. Also, a big hand to Jessica Roma, the curator of the show.
and thank you for being so polite, not talking in the background like David. No, really, it means a lot to be here. You know, I'm getting near that point where, you know, I'm going to be checking out. You know, I'm already got my shoes ready to go.
Well, thank you so much, Rudy. Rudy's going to stick around for a little bit to answer any questions you may have. If you still have a gallery stool, we have the rack right there. You can just drop it off there. Thank you all so much for joining us. We hope you get some more time with the show. Come back. Thank you all.